Hello, I'm Brandon Carlisle, and this is my project I'm working on. My client is the Heroes in Comics comic book club at UNC Charlotte, more specifically Hunter Sandlin, who runs the club. And this homepage here doesn't have much going on for it. I'm intentionally leaving this one for last. So far it just lists information and contact links to different places that you can find the club on. And if you go into Top Comics here, this has a place where you can look at the top 3 selected comics for each week, just personally selected. And you can go through, and each of these will load the top 3 comics of that week. If you hover over these, it highlights which one you have hovered, and clicking on it will show a brief description of the comic, and clicking it again will hide it. And this isn't updated to the current week. But the way I have reworked this is that it pulls it through Ajax from a text file on the server for each individual week. So it is fast and easy to add new weeks as needed. You just really need to put the text file on the server, and the web page will handle the rest from there. Creator Spotlight, I'm going to skip over for a second. We're going to go to Creators. And this is the list of all the Creator Spotlights we did, which are just brief profiles for creators, and we try to highlight one of them a month. So I only have 2 listed here, but I'll still show you the functionality of this. Using a table manager plugin, we are going to be able to sort these by clicking on the headings for each individual heading. And we also have a filter here. So let's say you just want to find someone who works at Marvel. You can go to companies and type in Marvel. Now these guys both work at Marvel. So that wouldn't work, but there's like Image Comics, and no one works there, but if there was one, it'd show up right here. Or let's say we're looking for Donny Cates. If there are more people, this would be obviously more useful, but there you go. It filters to him. And clicking on this will bring him to his profile. And this here will show his name, his profession, and 4 comics he has worked on. A picture of him, brief bio. And then this is the BX slider that I'm using for 4 of his notable works. And by going through this, it'll just autoplay through the 4 here. But by clicking on any one of these, it pops up a dialog jQuery UI widget with a brief description of the comic book. And it pauses the slider when you do that. And if you exit out of it, it keeps the slider going. Goes to the next thing in the slideshow. Or also, you can just hit next and it'll close the dialog box and keep it going. That's a nice little visual way, and also a little interactive thing. So you can look through, and when you see something interesting, you can just stop it and read about it for a second. And if you go to we have only one other creator at the moment, but we have Tom Taylor, who's also a very great and famous writer. And you can see it's very similar. It just has his 4 comics, and it has his information here. And the same way, you can operate this the same. And if you look at the URL for this page, it's kind of hard to see. This one says creatorprofile.html !Tom-Taylor. That's because this page is a template, and when it loads, it looks for the text file for the specified creator, and it fills it in with its information. So you don't need to make a new HTML file for every creator. You can just load the text file, and then it will create the page from it. So that way it's fast and easy to add more creators as needed, as more spotlights are required. And because of that, you can add a bunch of creators, and same way with these comics, you can add a bunch of comics just to keep it updated and keep it running efficiently. And that's all I have so far.